Hey everyone, it's Alan from Smartphone Fanatics, and today we're going to take a look at what's inside this box. I mean, it couldn't possibly be another vintage Apple IIe. I mean, what would someone do with three? I'm asking for a friend, really. What would someone do with three vintage Apple IIes? I don't know. It's probably not what's in this box, but let's find out, shall we? Alright, so this is the box that came from a recent eBay auction that was sort of a spur of the moment. But we won't talk about that right now, but let's just get right to what's inside. We won't talk about the seemingly large amount of packing peanuts that are in here. Oh boy. We might have to do a jump cut while I get rid of all these packing peanuts, because this is going to make a gigantic mess. So we'll be right back. Okay, now that we've got all the packing peanuts removed, well, most of them anyway, with most of the packing peanuts removed, let's take a look at what's going on inside. Some more packing peanuts. There's a really thick foam padded plastic here that is protecting the contents inside. And then inside the box here, we can see that there's, looks like maybe it's an old couch cover thing, something. We have some other bits and pieces. So let's pull this out and see what we've got. Oh my word, it's another vintage Apple IIe. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now that we have the Apple IIe out of the box, I've used some of this packing foam that was inside, this kind of heavy foam here, to keep from scratching my little table here with the screws and things that are on the bottom of the IIe. So we see that there's some kind of button here. It looks like it was stuck on the front of the unit, possibly a reset. I'm not sure what the heck's going on here. And then there's some cables coming out the back and going into this box. So let's find out what's in this box, shall we? Now, I have to say, the reason why I purchased this particular IIe was not that I necessarily wanted another IIe, although this case looks like it may clean up better than the other two that I have. It is specifically what I think might be inside this Apple IIe in terms of expansion cards that I was really after. So let's see what we've got in this little box here that was so nicely packaged up. Okay, we have a external ribbon cable, a flat cable here. This looks like it belongs to a parallel printer at some point. So we probably have a parallel card inside this Apple IIe. And then we have a long and very old and kind of sticky looking RJ11 telephone connector. So that's what, 4 pins, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6. So there's probably a modem card inside this Apple IIe. And then the last thing we have is this very thin ribbon cable. It's got a couple pins on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins with some on-off. I'm not really sure what that is. But let's take a look. So we'll swing this IIe around so you get a better look at what's going on. We'll kind of drape these off to the side, and let's open this case. Whoa! There is a lot going on in here. This thing is full of expansion cards. So what do we got in here? Let's take a quick look. All right, we have a Apple IIe 80-column 64K expansion card. So that's very cool. Let's see. Next up, we have there's some card here. I'm going to take off this cable that has the parallel port on it. I'm going to pull the card out. Let's see what this is. This is a print it card. We got a printer connector and UTTO wire. I'm not really sure what the heck that is. So we can take a look at that card here. I've not seen this card before, and I don't recall seeing this card back when I had my Apple IIe, way back in the mid-1980s. There is this really cool looking IC here with looks like a ceramic top and this gold on here. That looks really neat, so that's kind of cool. Next up, what do we have? Carefully pull this out. This looks like it's the modem card. I'm going to pull out that RJ11 cable. Man, that is really crusty. And this other little cable here. Oh, this looks like it's the on-off cable. That's what this guy was here. Turn the modem on and off, perhaps. Inside here is a Networker Zoom Telephonics Inc. modem card. So that's pretty cool. I had not seen a Zoom card before. So that's kind of cool. It's got this gigantic, I guess it's a transformer on here. I'm not really sure. I don't really have a lot of electronics training, but a couple RJ45s, or excuse me, RJ11s. These are not Ethernet cables. This is a modem. So you've got a RJ11 that goes in from the wall jack, and then if you want to loop back out to a telephone that you might have on your desk. So we've got a modem card here. It's kind of neat. Next up is another card here with some kind of ribbon cable on it. We weren't really sure what that is. I'm not going to try to force this off, but this is the card that I was kind of hoping was in here. This is an Apple computer mouse interface card. So I was kind of searching for an Apple II mouse, actually an Apple Mouse IIe to be specific, but I did not realize you needed an Apple card to go along with that. So later in the years, when the Apple IIe was coming out, you could buy this interface card and then connect a Macintosh-style mouse to your Apple IIe. So that was kind of cool. So this is definitely what I was after, and looks like we've got one. So I'll just set this aside for the moment. Next up, we have a disk controller card. I'm not going to pull that out just yet. And then we have this gigantic card in here. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is a neat card. This is a RAM factor card from Applied Engineering. So when Steve Wozniak left Apple, one of the stints he did after that was go to Applied Engineering and was making accessories for the Apple II series. And I remember having an Applied Engineering floppy drive, 3.5-inch floppy drive. So back in the day, so that was kind of cool. So this is a RAM card. I'm not really sure how much RAM is on here at the moment, but this is copyright 1986. Revision 1.1 for Applied Engineering, and it's a RAM factor card. So this would be really cool to see how much RAM I can actually populate on the rest of this board and get into an Apple IIe. So that is definitely going to be something fun to play with. And then finally, the card here is the disk controller card. It's in slot 6, as it normally is. We'll just try to get it out. It's stuck. And it is another Apple computer I/O controller card. So this can drive the Apple 5.25-inch floppy drive or a DB style connector off the back. It will not drive an Apple Disk 2 style connector, but it will do a duo disc Apple drive. So that's the cards in here. This looks like it's a really, very dirty, in relatively good condition. The case is not too badly damaged. The keys are all intact. They are grimy and disgusting as all get out. So is the inside of this thing. I'm not sure where it was stored. Fortunately, I don't see any critters in here, so that's good. And that's what we have. So I'm looking forward to really getting a chance to test out this RAM factor card from Applied Engineering, as well as this Apple interface card, because I again, for a friend, have a mouse coming that'll work with this card. So that's very cool. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around in the next one. Bye now.